Yo, people always ask me what kind of frames I'm rocking. I've been rocking Caddis for a couple years. They make amazing progressive readers, which I wear. Also, they make sunglass readers, anti-glare, anti-smudge coating, anti-scratch, and anti-aging. That's why I look mad young when I wear them. I'm just kidding. But they make amazing frames. Caddis, so stoked to have you guys part of the podcast. You can go to caddislife.com/Toby10 and get $10 off your first purchase. Stoked. Thank you, Caddis. Welcome to the fam. Yo, Liquid Death, thank you so much for hydrating all my guests, taking care of me and my family and my friends. Love your water, love your brand, love what you stand for, love what you give back to the community. If you want to learn more about Liquid Death and how it started, listen to episode 115 with the co-founder, owner, and creator of Liquid Death, Mike Cesario. Just a punk rock skateboarding kid from Delaware with a dream. It's an incredible story, incredible journey. They have now blessed me with my own code. So if you go liquiddeath.com/Toby, you get free shipping on any items you order from liquiddeath.com. Thank you so much, Liquid Death. Death to plastic, murder your thirst. Stay hydrated. You know H2O saves lives. All right, check, microphone check. Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today I have a very special guest, Mr. Jason Ellis in my kitchen. Thanks for being here, man.
Yay, thanks for having me.
It's crazy because it's a really small world, and I've seen you, whatever, online or just around and know the name, and then we ended up skating a couple weeks ago at the Liquid Death ramp.
Yeah, we did. You did.
You skated too. You're a vert skater.
You're a fucking vert skater on a mini ramp. You're a monster.
So we're skating together. It was a fun session, and then I was trying to do these hand plants on a ramp with no vert, which is really hard to do. And you were stoked on it.
It's almost stupid, you could say.
So
I was so impressed by every ride you took.
Thank
to the
you,
point
man.
where I didn't know you. I know that you know my friends and I know your friends, so I was like, this is not rude of me.
Yeah.
But I definitely asked if I could film every single one of your fucking rides because I was like, this ramp is supposed to be ridden in a really relaxing manner. It's not really a ramp of accomplishments. And you were like, fuck that. Watch this backside boneless. Watch this indie nose pick where I put all my weight on that truck. So if it doesn't work, it goes horribly wrong.
True.
So awesome.
So it was a fun session. I ended up fucking smashing my shoulder, not breaking it. I didn't want to look like a pussy in front of you and Steve-O because you guys probably broke all your bones. So I kind of played it off, and then the next day I was like, fuck, I should get looked at. But I know it wasn't broken, thankfully. I just fucked my shit up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I see you get like a concussion or something. 2 days later, your wheel falls off your board.
I fell off in that the Pink Motel. And Tony's laughing because he goes, hey, come skate the Pink Motel with me. I think Lance is going to go. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I can't not go to that.
That's sick.
But Tony has been with me almost every step of the way when it comes to my comeback of trying to get my legs back. And he knew that pool would be a big ask. But I was like, yeah. He's like, just take it easy. And I'm like, yeah. But telling me to take it easy, it's never worked.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll do it for a little bit, and then if something feels good, then I just start going, and that's what happened. I got a couple of grinds, and I was like, those felt great. Let me do Smith grind. And then I almost made one, which I don't know what happened, but I ended up doing like a bit of a backflip. Like my truck flipped out, and all of a sudden I'm upside down. I'm like, wow. I came here to take it easy.
Yeah.
And then I bruised my ribs. I thought I broke my ribs. Like, it still hurts to breathe in a little bit from it. I grinded my knuckles off, grinded my elbow off, and then 2 days later at Tony's ramp, my wheel just came off.
That's crazy, man. How's that even happen?
I think from that pool, the board got hit on something and maybe cracked, and then it released itself. On the vert ramp. But that was shitty. Yeah,
so I think when I skate mini ramps, I think that I'm kind of scared to go back to vert ramps, which I did when I was a kid. So I try to do everything I used to be able to do on like a bigger ramp on a small ramp, maybe, I guess.
It's not a bad theory. I still think that maybe there's this ramps that people make that are like old 80s vert ramps.
Yeah.
What's her name? Who's the girl that we had on Hawk vs. Wolf that jumped the mega ramp and did not make it over the gap?
Oh, fuck, what's her name? That was a sick video, too.
Oh, fuck.
She's amazing, too.
Yeah. Man, we're so bad.
She's a pro.
She was on the show.
She has a birdhouse.
I follow her on Instagram. I suck.
We'll get her name after. I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
But she has a ramp in her backyard.
Okay.
That is a mini vert ramp.
Okay.
I think
so that means like a foot of vert, maybe, like barely vert.
It's just it's like I think maybe 8 foot transitions. Maybe it doesn't. It just when you stand in the backyard with it, it doesn't look like it's much further over your head.
Yeah.
With transitions, so it just seems like you could get away if things go horribly wrong. Maybe not too serious of an injury.
Yeah.
And then you also still have the vert to picture. Because I get it, dude. Especially when you get older,
I
to get
know.
the pop, like to do big airs on a mini ramp. I'm just not physically capable of that anymore.
You didn't even wear pads either on the mini. That's crazy.
Well. I don't want to say it, dude, but you would knee pads out on the mini ramp. There's no. Where are you going to knee slide? I did see you do that, I was wrong. You did prove a point because you fell off and then you skidded on your knees, and I was like, oh, yeah, that would be handy.
I think I'm just used to it. It's like a security thing for me.
Yeah, I get it. I feel like I wear knee pads in that pool, and they weren't helping at all. Every time they touched, they just made me tumble head first. Yeah.
So you only wear knee pads and helmet pretty much in there.
In a pool now, because I can't run. And my legs are shot. So I just do like it's more of a, even on vert now, because my knees are, one of my ACLs is torn again. So I just do this weird, I call it a Bob Burnquist fall, where I go foot, knee, hip, elbow, flat.
Got you. So you have it down.
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's a trick in itself, actually.
It sounds
but
like
if you do it right, you wake up tomorrow and you can still do stuff.
Yeah. So you're born in Australia, obviously.
Yeah, mate.
What part?
Melbourne, mate.
Melbourne's amazing.
You have to say mate every time.
Mate, Melbourne, mate, is a fucking amazing place. I've been there, played shows there many times.
I bet you have.
Beautiful place, beautiful, good people, food, everything. And how was it growing up there for you?
Australia is cool. It was great to grow up there. I was an outdoors kid, so I got to do a lot of camping and motorbike riding. I think that's kind of where I got my fearlessness from. My father was a maniac. Obviously, my childhood was really bad, but molestation and all that shit. But
fuck.
But
I know how that down. That's one. Yeah, that's
the other parts were really great. I really got to see maybe too much.
Yeah.
My therapist said that my biggest problem was my parents had no boundaries, because my mum was 16 and my dad was 20 when I was born, so they didn't know any different.
Yeah, and you have siblings too?
Two half brothers. One passed away when he was 24.
So growing up was pretty rough.
Yeah, it's weird. So yeah, parts, but not all parts. But yeah, there was some rough patches.
Did skateboarding kind of save your life in a sense, though?
Fuck yeah.
And how old when you got into that, like found skateboarding?
Like 14, maybe 13, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was just something your friends were doing, or something that?
Two twin brothers were doing it at school.
Oh, okay.
So they got me into it, and then they were actually better than me, and one of them was like a really fat kid.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a thing that I naturally was good at. If anything, it was pretty apparent that I wasn't gifted at skateboarding.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, maybe, I feel like I had not much of a connection with anybody in my family, and my father's connection, like my father was the only person that I felt connected to, and he had betrayed me on a really high level. So once I got older, it was like, you can't trust anybody, and you can't reveal anything because nobody is to be trusted. Yeah. So I think feeling lonely, skateboarding was my friend, and it was always there for me. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe that's what originally. Yeah. Because I'm one of those people that if I'm not talented at it, I probably don't get that interested in it. I want to be good. Yeah. But for that, I didn't care.
You didn't do sports or nothing like that?
Yeah. I played football and cricket for a little bit, but I wasn't very coachable.
Yeah. And then how were you in school? Did you fuck up in school?
Terrible. I have dyslexia. I failed everything. I learned how to read in America.
Oh, wow.
When I was sponsored by Planet Earth, I used to go to McGill Skate Park and always wear a Planet Earth t-shirt. So, because you have to write down your sponsor so you don't have to pay to get in. So I can't spell Planet Earth.
Holy shit, man. So you're just like in the street, skating, crazy home life, fucking up in school. Were you partying too at a young age too?
Yeah, drugs. Fuck yeah.
Super young.
Yeah. Not like 11 or anything, but
yeah.
I probably got a couple of drinks in me when I was 11. Like I stole my mum's beers and shit like that. So I'd probably already had drinks, but I held off on the coke and stuff till I got a little bit older. But it's like one of those things when you get into it. It's just I was one of those addicts. Yeah. When everyone got into it, I was like, let's get right into it.
You just dived right in. So did you graduate too?
Fuck no. I left school when the day I turned 16. My dad was
Holy
like, "You're
shit.
terrible at it. You should just get a job." So I started working.
What kind of job you have?
First one was a trolley boy at the supermarket, and then they moved me to checkout chick, and I really didn't like that because I can't do math either.
Fuck. What's a trolley boy?
Where you put the trolleys, where the
It's a
people
cart, you mean?
the carts, yeah.
Okay.
The cart boy.
Okay, cart boy.
Yeah, and then a courier, and then I worked at my dad's shop. He had an electronic shop, so I worked in an electronic shop to save money for plane tickets to America.
Wow. So you started skating hard, and then were you doing street first?
No, just vert.
Wow. So there's a big vert scene there then.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm from Future Primitive
Era?
You know, like when I showed up, it was the Bones Brigade.
Hell yeah.
When I first showed up, it was the Bones Brigade, but we didn't have magazines or videos, so I just heard of the Bones Brigade.
Wow.
And I heard a guy at the ski shop, because that's our skate shop. It was a water ski shop that had skates in the back.
Okay.
And the guy that worked there said there was a dude named Tony Hawk that could do finger flips.
Okay.
And I was like, nah, nobody can. What do you mean? He's like, he flips it with his hand. And I'm like, and then what? He's like, he grabs it. I'm like, nah.
Wow.
And then, sure enough, fucking, I think it was Thrasher or something.
Yeah.
Air walks and fucking finger flips. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's insane. So what kind of shit were you doing? Were you just doing the basics back then?
Yeah.
Air, sand plans?
Man, I wasn't good. Nah. I was doing little indie airs and little backside airs and little frontside airs. Probably like still early grabbing on the indie airs. I was really bad for a long time. It all happened in one day, actually. I just got really good in one day.
Just going for it all day.
I was a guy that was top 500 in Australia, and then by that afternoon, I was top 3.
Wow.
I learned frontside ollies.
Frontside
and my
ollies.
friend Gary Valentine, shout out to Gary Valentine, said, "You look like you could just do those as high as you want." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Just pose one. Just I want to see if you can like keep it on your feet."
Yeah.
And I did like a 3-foot ollie, and it was just stuck on there. He's like, "Dude, just make that."
Damn.
And then I made that, and then straight into, because then all of a sudden I learned how to ollie into stuff.
Okay.
So I just did a frontside ollie into a tail grab, into a stalefish, into a frontside air, into everything. And then I was like, oh, what if I do that backside? So now I'm ollieing into indie airs, and then and then I learned backside ollies the same day. Like I learned like 10 tricks.
Damn.
In 1 hour.
It's fucking great. So then,
skate shop came to the ramp the next day.
They did sponsor or something.
Next day, I got sponsored by Snakebit. Yeah.
Wow. And then you start doing competitions soon after, or no?
I was already competing, just getting second last. Shit changed that day, though.
Yeah,
all
so
of a sudden,
fast.
I started winning contests.
Fucking, how old were you there?
16.
Okay. So now it's just skateboarding. That's it. That's your shit.
All day, nonstop. I used to make half pipes with my mashed potatoes.
With your mashed potatoes. And what were your parents thinking about the skateboarding shit?
I told my my dad remarried, so my stepmom, I think she was like, man, he's the worst. And I think I was. But I got my mom and my dad to meet at a pub, and I told them that if they could support me for 6 months, I would be a professional skateboarder. And at the time, that was not a thing. There was nobody in Australia that was a skateboarder for a living. And they said, that's not even a job. And I was like, it is a job. It's Tony Hawk at Lance Mountain. They do it in America. And my dad is, he was just like, yeah, go for it. And then, 6 months didn't work. So back to work.
Oh, you came here for 6 months?
No, I didn't get the money.
Oh, the money. Okay.
Go.
Damn.
So then I think by the time I got the money, I just turned 17. And, I came over and 6-month holiday visa.
And who did you know here?
Well, I came with Gary Valentine the first time, and he knew Lance Mountain. Lance was at my 50th birthday the other day and told me that Gary did not get confirmation that he could stay there. Okay. So I thought that we'd had confirmation, but apparently Gary and I just showed up on Lance's door and were like, we're here. Holy and then shit. Lance said, no problem, and let us live there for, I think, like 2 months, maybe 3.
Holy shit. Until
his wife was like, you guys have to go. And I back then I couldn't even understand why anyone would want to live without me. I was like, yeah, sure. I don't get it, but sure. And then to know that Lance was like, yeah, I just, because he's such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys love skateboarding. I know the person that you're referring to. Yes, I am friends with the guy that you're saying you're friends with.
Yeah.
But still, nobody told me you were coming here.
Yeah, exactly.
And I learned 3 tricks a day at Lance's.
And were you skating with him too a lot?
Yeah, Christian Osoy, all
Was
those
that
guys.
surreal to you, like coming over
It's
here?
the greatest thing ever.
Fuck, man.
It was,
know,
it
'cause
was
you-
just
yeah.
freakish all day. Every day my mind was blown. Every day.
Just skating every day with them, just getting better and better. And you getting more sponsors soon when you got here?
Yeah, it was. Vert was still already on its way out by the time
It's true.
I started to get good. By the time I peaked, that was when it was absolutely nothing. So it was a weird mixture for me. Like when I was probably top 3 in the world, I was getting like a 10% discount on grip tape at the skate shop in Australia. Because
Wow.
if you didn't live here, you weren't getting anything.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could
so-
do tail grab 540s like 8 foot high, and I was down
Holy
in the ramp doing
shit.
tail grab 5s over everybody's head, and the skate shop that sponsored me when I was 16 was giving me a 10% discount on grip tape because they were sponsoring inliners now.
That's fucking insane.
So that gave me a
dude.
beef with inline because I was like, you guys took my shit. And then I was mad at street skating because they took my shit. So I spent a lot of years being angry as fuck. I was already angry, but finally I got something to point it at.
Yeah, so street skating came and then like wiped away all the ramps, right? Pretty much. That was the vibe.
It made us uncool. It made us
Yeah.
like not cool to be there. I'm like, how am I? I'm one too. Like just because I ride vert, I'm not allowed to be. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a whole generation came, right? Pretty much, and kind of took it to the street, and then.
I think it was good. I don't like before I got back into skating again. I used to say on the radio once I got clear of not being Jason Ellis, the skateboarder anymore, that the best part of skateboarding to me was at one point I could ride it like nobody. I had that thing attached to me. It was one with me.
Yeah.
And it was the most fun thing I've ever experienced in my life. So you give me a pat on the back at the gas station because you remember me doesn't mean shit in the end. What means something to me is
Yeah.
at one point I could do, like 8-foot body jars and they felt like kick turns.
Fuck.
And they can't, and it was, I had it, you know,
Yeah.
and that was a thing that you could never take away from me.
Yeah.
So to get it back now and not want any gratitude or free
Yeah.
shoes or anything,
Yeah.
I'm so close to being good again. Like, I don't mean
You're good,
at-
but I've been seeing footage of you, man. You've been fucking.
I just want to fly around the ramp like 7 foot again.
Damn.
And it's not there yet, but it's getting there. And I'm so fucking excited every time I get there because I can tell that I thought it was impossible. I was like, you're not going to get that kind of shit back.
Those tricks again, yeah.
Yeah, but
Did you do Madonnas?
Yeah. I learned lean to tails again the other day. Haven't done it for 20 years.
Fucking love Madonnas too, man. Lean the tails. I just saw you do ollie over the gap too. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, little one.
So you still, but you're getting up there. And you're 50 now. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it makes you way sore the next day. That's the thing.
Oh, for sure. So when the ramps kind of went away, and then you're at your peak, and then also in America skating on Lance Mountain, street skating. So what happens then for you?
Get a job. Get back to Australia. Get a job.
You go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I thought it was probably over.
Okay.
And then, but no direction. Still a skateboarder with my only thing was to skate. So I
That's
just
it.
kept skating every day. And then all of a sudden, this era of all street teams need a vert guy
Yeah.
that showed up.
Okay.
And then somebody,
You're that guy.
yeah, they were looking for your complimentary fast forward vert dude. So it was
Fast forward.
Yeah, I think it was because it was New Deal, Mad.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? Mad Circle? No. What was the other? They had New Deal, Element, and I think it was Mad Circle.
Okay.
So it was what's his name? Steve Douglas.
Okay.
Who I used to skate with because he's older than me, but I came in as those guys were as everything was starting to die out. So I was good friends with Steve Douglas. And then now Steve Douglas is in charge of all those teams.
Okay.
And Task Pappas tells Steve, yeah, Ellis is still skating, dude, and he can do the new shit.
Yeah.
And it's a phone call, and then it's like, if you can get over here, we'll sponsor you. So then I turned pro for Element.
How old are you then? 20s?
Yeah, 20s. $500 a month, and then they gave me a raise to $600. And I used to just live on somebody's
That's pretty good back
couch.
then, I think. Yeah.
It was enough for me. I
Yeah.
had enough money to live
Yeah.
and skate.
So that's
in
all you
America.
did. Yeah, that's all
That's
you
all I
did.
cared about. Yeah.
Fuck. And then when did you get in the Guinness Book of World Record? Was that for like the biggest dropping or something?
That's bullshit.
It's not
Fucking
real?
I mean, it kinda. I mean, but they asked Danny, and Danny was like, "How much?" And they're like, 10 grand. Danny was like, "Go fuck yourself." And they were like, do you know anybody that will do it for 10 grand? He's like, yep. So he called me and he goes, hey man, you want to break my record for 10 grand? And I was like, are you fucking serious? That's so much money to me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I went to this, this facility where I told him to build a quarter pipe. And it's Danny's puts thought into it. I just copied Danny and made a giant quarter pipe with tons of vert on it. I didn't need any vert. I just fucked up. It was, I don't know what I'm doing.
Wow.
I just got offered the deal. So next thing you know, I'm on some scaffolding 14 foot above this fucking quarter pipe.
Holy shit.
Dropping in, throwing myself down this fucking thing. And they got, what are those? They got those gymnastic mats up like dominoes.
Yeah.
So after I make it, I hit these gymnastic mats.
That's on video somewhere?
Yeah, it was on TV.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
So you made it and you went.
Yeah. It's just bullshit though. It is. Like, I did it, and there's not that many people could do it, but there are people that could do it. Give me the Guinness Book of Record when I know if Danny Way was there, it wouldn't be the record. Is stupid.
Did he break it in 2006 or something?
Yeah, then he went to the Hard Rock and jumped off a guitar. And if you look at his fucking ramp that he landed in, it's built to do that.
Okay. Was yours like a 70-foot dropping or something?
Oh, no, the Guinness Book of Records try to add it from the ground up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, bomb drop from 70 feet. It's like, shut up, you idiot. It's a 30-foot quarter pipe and then a 14-foot drop from the top of that. So,
did you surf too?
No, I'm terrible. I've been trying again this year, and I'm really bad.
I mean, you're one of your nicknames Shark Heart?
Yeah, but that's
something else
for fighting.
Oh, okay. And then Wolf too. That's
Wolf, mate. It's like a wolf on my head.
I mean, you did so much shit besides skateboarding. I think you said like.
It was to fill in the gaps of not being a skateboarder, man. When I moved to LA to do radio, there's no vert ramps.
Yeah,
so I got into MMA. I used to race dirt bikes, not very good, but I always rode. So then I raced cars. Somebody offered me a deal to race short course, and I fell in love with it and stayed too long and ended up spending my own money. But I ended up winning. That's what you got to do to win. You got to like spend money. So I got the bug and then I just couldn't afford it. Yeah,
and then boxing too, right?
Well, boxing's MMA.
Yeah, same shit. Yeah,
but it's just the thing that I like the most out of all the genres of mixed martial arts.
But you did Fortune Boxing Gym is a great fucking gym.
Yes, it is.
That's where my son was training.
It's a great coach.
Yeah,
he's a great man.
It's OG spot, right?
Justin Fortune. Yep.
So you're skating. Are you still kind of wilding out in your life too, partying the whole time?
Yeah, it's been an off and on nightmare for years. At one point, tons of coke, alcoholic the whole time. Then I quit, get sober, and then I think at one point when a few other guys started telling people in skateboarding that I was gay because they saw me leave a restaurant with a trans girl.
Wow,
in Australia.
What year was that?
And we were friends and we were cool, and half of skateboarding believed it.
Wow.
So every time I went to a contest, he's calling me a fag. Bunch of people are looking at me funny now because they think I'm gay.
No, what fucking year is it that people still talk and act like that? What is that, the 90s or something?
Yeah. Oh,
that's
2002 or some shit, maybe 2003.
In the 2000s, did people still act and talk like that?
So that made me go home.
Yeah.
I went back to Australia and then I got on heroin.
Fuck,
because I truly gave up after that.
You must have been fucking broken, dude. That's fucking
depressed
brutal,
as fuck.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy because
I would rather live in Australia by myself than go to the thing that I love more than anything. Because every time I went, I could tell half of people that I've been friends with for 20 years got a different look in their eye. And I can tell why.
It's so crazy because for me, skateboarding came hand in hand with punk rock. It was a soundtrack for how I skated. And punk rock was a place where everybody could be accepted. And we all the misfits and the weirdos hung together. So that's the mentality I come from. So I would think skateboarding
skating's a little bit more jock orientated.
Yeah, I guess so, man.
Because it was not cool, dude.
Holy shit.
Like some of those people, I haven't spoken to some of those people. And I still, because now I denied it for 20 more fucking years.
After that, you went back
I came out when I was 40, dude.
Fuck, man.
So
that probably has to do with how you lived your life, hiding your whole life. Like,
fuck yeah. That's
like
the part drugs. That was part of the pain.
Fuck, man.
That was actually kind of most.
And not even knowing, like, do it like boys or like because what happened to you as a kid, all that. It's heavy, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, but I'm very fortunate because I got some success, and then I found some people that that know really good therapists, and I had the money to get really good therapy, and I've done ayahuasca and MDMA therapy. I've done everything.
Yeah,
and I'm happy. It's not a 180 cure, but man, I am saved.
You're in a good place
compared to what I've
totally.
Where I just be dark for no reason.
Fuck.
Like, especially when things are successful, that's when you really know there's a problem. When you have everything you were trying to achieve and you're like, and you're still miserable.
That's fucking
I was like,
heavy.
Something's up.
Yeah, but now there's I feel like there's a lot of skateboarders who are trans. There's a lot of skateboarders who
there's
came
gay
out,
companies
who came out. Yeah,
there's a gay skate company.
Fuck,
I didn't pay attention for 20 years, dude, and then I came back and I'm like, whoa. There's a gay skateboard company?
Wow.
An openly trans pro skateboarder that has a signature shoe on Vans? Are you fucking serious?
It's fucking amazing, man.
I love it. I love it so much.
Have you met those people and talked to them?
No, I don't.
Fuck,
I'm not in the
You're old school.
game.
Yeah, you're from a different era, too. Like,
Man.
It wasn't cool to be yourself. And it's just so weird to
what was it? The first person that came out was Brian, what's his name? Really good street guy from San Francisco. He was like one of the better dudes in the world at the time. And I remember thinking, is his career over? And everyone was like, no. I'm like, how's that?
Yeah.
Because at one point, you were all like, you got to go, man. And I'm like,
it's so
not one fucking person supported me. I think Mike Vallely had my back for a second.
Fuck yeah. Love him.
You know, and I don't think he thought it was true. I just think he thought, who cares? And then probably the most touching thing that I've ever heard is Tony. I didn't know then, but at the time he said when he heard that rumor that he was like, so what? Like, why does anybody have to treat Jason any different?
Love that, dude.
And I was like, I really wish you had said that at the time, dude, because I was under the impression that you all thought that I was disgusting.
Oh, so did your family know? Not till you were 40, they knew.
They didn't find out until I came out on the Howard Stern show.
Wow, dude.
And
how was that their reaction to it? I mean, you're a grown-ass man at that point.
My mum thought I forgot. So we had to relive all that.
Okay, got you. Okay.
And then my stepmom kind of denied it a little bit. And my brother also denied it because his mum denied it. And then when I figured out from doing this MDMA therapy where I could remember who did it, because it used to be just a dick, no head on the person, and know who did it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I didn't know until I was 27 that I was molested. Like, I took a bunch of acid and crystal meth and had a invisible friend in the swimming pool while my girlfriend watched tell me that my father molested me.
Holy fuck.
And then she brought it up to my mum the next day, and she was like, I thought he forgot that shit.
So we just blocked. So things like that just get blocked out your whole life.
Gone. I remember watching Oprah and going, man, these poor people.
Holy fuck.
Like, I've never been molested. I was positive of it.
And so I wonder where that information even goes in your head. It just gets
much.
Just gets packed
to
away
me, it's
somewhere.
too much. It shows you when the body thinks you can take it.
Yeah. Fuck, man, that's fucking heavy shit.
Yeah. So, it was tough, but it's good because I'm here and I've been through it, and I appreciate everything way more because I can tell I wasn't supposed to have a chance. I wasn't supposed to see any of this, but I did.
Yeah.
I got past it. I beat it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to kill anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't even want to hurt my dad. He's dead, but I feel sorry for him.
Did you have a chance to have a moment with him about any of that before he passed?
No.
Damn. That's
my brother denied it. My stepmom denied it. And then my stepmom found out some stuff because, he was a cheater. Always was. But then I guess he cleared himself up when he got caught the last time. But I found out before he died that he was doing live sex shows, and you could also hire him to come over and fuck people.
Wow.
So she only found that out like a couple of years ago. And when she found that out, she called me and was like, who knows what he was capable of, which was as close as she ever got to admitting that
happened to you.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane, man.
So it's we don't see each other. We've had a big falling out because at one point the last time I was there, my brother was partying and he said, I think you made up getting molested to get on the Howard Stern show. And I think that you made up that it was dad to get your wife back.
Get the fuck out of here, man. That's fucking brutal, man.
We didn't talk for a long time.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. That's fucking crazy. That's your fucking brother. Yeah. Holy fuck.
But he didn't know anything either because that was the difference. I'm this kid that was an accident that came way too soon. And when they got organized, they started treating those two like you're supposed to treat kids.
Yeah.
But I'd already seen it all. So, and they just, they hid any of the bad stuff. I already knew everything. I knew everyone.
You went through it, yeah.
Put hands on women. I saw everything. Heroin. My mom had heroin addict boyfriends fucking shooting up in the living room. Like I saw a whole. My two brothers didn't even catch trains to shit because their mummy would give them a ride. I'm like, it's just two different beasts.
Wow, man. It's amazing you fucking made it through that. It's
that's what I'm saying, man. That's why I'm
You're
just
strong, man.
I'm excited to just still be here.
Yeah. So fuck, man. So you go back to Australia. You're fucking working. You get sponsored, and then because they need somebody like an old school guy to start skating the vert. And did you stay in Australia for a while? Or you go back to America because the ramps come back kind of where skate parks come next, right?
Yeah, it was probably about a year or two, and then X Games started showing up. They'd already existed, but they knew that I was a talker, and somebody reached out to me and said, "Would I like to be an interviewer for X Games?"
Okay.
So I got flown back to work for ESPN.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah. So then when I flew back, already retired. And then Danny built a mega ramp, and Ken Block sponsored me because. I don't even know, man. I still don't know. Like, it wasn't for skateboarding. It was more like court jester. But, Danny and Colin are best friends with Jason, and Jason's never going to beat them, so he can skate the ramp with them. I don't know exactly how that worked. Maybe it was all of them said we should kick Jason on, but I got sponsored by them. It was $3,000 a month for clothes and $3,000 a month for shoes. It was the most money I ever fucking made, and then ESPN paid me $6,000 a month in retainer to work for him for the year.
Holy shit.
So all of a sudden, I'm like a rich dude who's never been worse at skateboarding. It's very confusing. And then Tony Hawk Tour started, and they were like, let's get you on that.
Yeah.
And that's when Tony and I became good friends. We always knew each other, but on that, we formed a relationship. And
you were co-hosting something with him too, right?
Well, then he started then Sirius offered him a show. Dude, Tony Hawk gave me everything.
Fuck.
Sirius XM got him a show, and he's like, I want Jason Ellis to be on my show. He's a funny guy. And then when I started doing it, he said to them, I think Jason has the potential to be a really big thing in radio. You should give him a chance.
Wow. It's fucking amazing.
So then I moved up to LA, retire from skateboarding because there's no vert ramps, and I just remember thinking, when I started radio, I had a natural gift at it. And it was the first time I ever had a natural gift at anything. And I was like, you didn't have any skill in skateboarding. You made yourself get to the top 3. You in the top 10 for over a decade.
Yeah.
Apply that to this. And I remember the Howard Stern movie. I watched that, and I was like, you could be the king of all media. Like, my ego straight away snapped onto it. And then it just became a mission. Every day I was like, I'm going to be bigger than Howard Stern. That's it. And that's all I thought about was that all day.
So the Jason Ellis show, that was done in LA? Okay.
Yep.
Fuck, man. Yeah, that did really, really well, man. That was a big deal.
Yep. That was a war, man. Like, I'm glad I did it, just like the childhood thing, but I don't want to do it again. Those dudes are terrible. It's a nightmare to work there.
So working for like a big corporation, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's the same old big corporations.
Just
bullshit.
A lot of rules, a lot of fucking everything,
just bullshit,
right?
Man. Especially when you're me. All the fans liked me. It wasn't even on purpose. Everyone was like, who is this guy? Talking shit on the band before he plays it. I was just a DJ.
Okay.
And then I got fans, and then they had to let me bend the rules. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to do that. And I'm like, everyone seems to like me doing it.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of fights where people were like, you can't say that. And I'm like, I just did. And I still had that skateboard mentality where I was like, go on, fire me.
Yeah.
Think I fucking care? Like, I'll go back to skateboarding, even though that was not really going to happen. But I just remember thinking, go on, do it. Even in the end, like in the last thing where the pandemic and they don't have any money. And I was like, if you think you're giving me a pay cut, do me a favor and just fire me, because I'm not taking one.
Wow.
I grinded so hard. I put up with so much of your bullshit. You fought my success all the way to now.
Damn.
You did.
Yeah.
So no pay cut.
How many years you did that for?
15.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
You get to pick your guests and all that stuff? Was it all like...
most of the time, but then when you get bigger, then bosses start saying, get this person on, because then they'll give you this person, and it was just a part of the the bullshit that you deal with when you're in a corporate organization. No disrespect to them. That's the way they do it, you know? But to me, not knowing until now where I have a podcast where it's just so much my life is so much easier. It's just so much more enjoyable. I look forward to my show. There's never a day where I don't go, what's tomorrow? Oh, fuck, I got to do my show. Because I used to dread it. There were like 5 people that I could not stand that had fucked with the show, and I knew they fucked with the show, and they were working there. So every day I went into that building, I was like, that guy's a cunt. That guy's a cunt. Fuck that guy. You know, and then you're on the mic. It's like no way to start the day.
Yeah, it's not. It's a negative vibe. Yeah.
Got to cut those people, man. No disrespect to those people, but if you know that and they're on your team, get them the fuck off, you know? So, and I didn't have the choice. I had so much money coming in to say no to them and like, oh, I'm going to just wing it and podcast and see what happens. Millionaire, man. Like, I know podcasters ain't making that unless you're fucking Joe Rogan, and that's like a fluke. That's not. Oh, someone else is going to be the next Joe Rogan. Maybe one person, but who am I to think it's going to be me?
Well, you thought you could be the Howard Stern, so maybe you could be a Joe Rogan of podcasting. You could be that.
Yeah,
big.
Maybe, but it's also from being successful and having fame, and seeing it all firsthand. I now know that that's like one of those things that I got from my childhood, where I wanted attention. I wanted people to love me.
Yeah.
I wanted to feel loved, and I would do anything to do that. And now that I got people to love me, I don't want to be mean to my family. It's overrated. Your real friends, your real family, that's real love. Like people that go, man, you're awesome. That's not real love. I appreciate it, but it's not. I don't know you. You don't know me. If we hung out for a day, we'd probably hate each other. Who knows? Maybe we would fuck. I don't know. I just feel like it's usually fake. Like I want to have these big events and people are just blacked out, wasted, and fucking pushing my friends out of the way to get the things.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not real love. This is pandemonium. You know, people just get hopped up on shit and they're like, he's the greatest. It's like, it's just a fucking dude farting on the microphone. Like, it's not that great, you know? Like, you're hyped.
So that ended. When was that over? That was in 2020.
That was a year and 2 months ago.
Holy shit!
Yep.
Right before the pandemic. Oh, we were in the pandemic.
Right before Thanksgiving.
And with things coming to the end anyway, was it weird anyway, or
no? I was having a 15. Before the pandemic, they were planning a 15-year show down in the big studio, and they were going to have like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Dingo was talking to Machine Gun Kelly. Like I was skateboarding through a poster, like a big 20-foot poster of myself, and landing in the studio. All this shit was going down because Jason's done so much for us. But when the pandemic hit and money got tight, I was the first one to go. Me and Jenny McCarthy, because we both get paid a lot.
Wow.
So they gave the money to Stern and cut us.
Holy shit.
But one of the worst things that's ever happened to me, but now, I remember Brendan Sharp because I was crying at Brendan Sharp's house. Because I was like, am I moving out of my house? And he just starts laughing at me. He's like, dude, calm down. You're going to be fine. I'm like, how can you say that?
Yeah.
I was making this much money. I don't have any money, dude. I had no plan. Yeah. My plan was to stay with them.
Yeah.
Not a very good plan. I didn't save anything or anything.
Oh, you didn't? You were living it up? Okay.
Yeah. Not check to check, but from what I was making to what was in my bank account, I was living like a fucking idiot.
Damn.
So when that hit, I was like, it's over. And he was like, in 3 years from now, you're going to be laughing your face off. You're going to call me and go, dude, I cannot believe it. And I remember thinking, man, Sharp's a nice guy to try and talk me off the ledge. Yeah. But in a year and 2 months, I can tell, the show's picking up. Now I do a show with Tony, and that thing's a fucking monster.
I know.
We're fine.
Fuck.
Got a Patreon account, and then all the fans from SiriusXM signed up, pays the bills. We're back.
Yeah, I want to do Patreon. Everybody's telling me to do that because I don't film this. It's just audio, but I'm going to start filming, and people say it's the best move to do that. Especially
you. Anybody that has hardcore fans, they want more.
Yeah.
And they don't mind paying $5 for it.
I know. It's not much either, right? A month?
Yeah, I think it's it's 15 because I also do 2 solo shows a week.
Okay.
And 2 Jason Ellis shows.
Okay.
So for audio and video, it's 15 for that.
So there's different tiers and shit people can do, yeah.
Yeah, because I do my solo show, and then we have the Jason Ellis show, and you can pay separately. You don't have to have both.
Okay.
And you can also have audio or audio video.
Okay. And what was Ellis Mania?
What
was Ellis Mania? Was that an event or a show you did or something, or no?
I still do them.
Ellis Mania?
Yeah.
What is it like?
It's comedy boxing.
Okay. Because I was going to say, on your list of things you do, I think you'd be a really good comedian, man, for some reason.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
I did stand up. I've been working at it for a whole year at the Dime Bar. And then Ryan Sickler, shout out to that fucking champion, who's a comedian's comedian, knows everybody, been in the game, one of the funniest guys out there. He's like, why don't you do a set on my tour? I'm like, really? The most nerve-wracking thing I've ever done in my life.
Oh, fuck, you did it, okay.
At Brea Improv.
Oh, yeah, I know
fucking
that.
600 people.
Damn.
Lights and... dude, my knee was shaking. I was like, what is wrong with you, Jason? You fought Shane Carwin. Why are you fucking nervous right now? And it was such a nerve that I only want those now. Like, I'm not going to the Dime Bar anymore. I'm just waiting for somebody to call me and say, hey, man, will you do a set? I'm like, yeah, I will.
Wow.
Because I got it. I got a set. I can do 15 minutes.
I love this. I could totally see that. You, besides all the dark shit you've been through, this such like you have such good positive
stories,
energy
right?
To you. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, because
totally.
I feel like that's my comedy is pretty much about, molestation and having sex with weird people and going through some pretty bad stuff. But in the end, that's why I'm on Sickler's show a lot, because it's not bad. Mm-hmm. I'm here to say that all these things can happen to you and you can still rise above.
Yeah.
I have no education. I have fuck all hope in my life. My chain of where I'm going to get and my contacts, I didn't have a fucking dick.
Yeah.
But you hustle and you never quit.
Yeah.
And the world is yours,
Yeah.
Like if you want to be in the NBA and you don't have any legs, okay, we might be going a little too far. But it's really in your grasp. Like a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people I get from my show where they just think, I got no hope. I got no chance.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's your first mistake. Because you do.
100%.
And every time you tell yourself you have no fucking chance,
yeah,
that just solidifies that you have no chance.
Yeah.
Dream.
Yeah.
Dream like huge. All my friends that are giant achievers have at least told me several times a story where I've gone, this fucking guy is out of his mind. And then he does it.
Yeah.
Because that's how that goes. You just dream big, man, and then just hustle. Sometimes it doesn't work.
And you never stopped either.
No.
You've been through so much
shit. If
shit.
I stop, I'll sink.
I know, man.
It's the quick and the dead, man. Especially now. Come on.
What do you think? Is it that passion and to do things you want to do that keeps you going? Because you had some really dark places in your life, like not to give up, or kill yourself, or or overdose, or
because I've thought about it for sure a bunch of times.
But it seems like it's just been you just believing in yourself the whole after that. You fuck, don't trust anybody. I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm just gonna do me and fucking.
It's probably a negative way to look at it, but at one point I think I was like, everybody wants me to fail. Yeah. No one's helped me, and I'll show you. Yeah. Because of that, I'll show you. But I wonder. I think even if I had the greatest of childhoods, which is really weird because I did. At one point when nobody was fucking me, I got motorcycles for Christmas. Not every fucking year, but I lived my dad was poor in the beginning, but in the end, before he passed away, he had money. Yeah. Like we lived my dad, it was like an affection thing would be to give you something. Okay. It was very difficult for him to say he loved anybody. Mm-hmm. Even my stepmom can't say it. Wow. It's just hilarious. I'm like, I love you, man. And she's like, yep, you too. I'm like, you can't say it. You can't fucking say it.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's an old school.
Well, it's how they were raised as well, I guess.
That's how it is. That's why I don't.
Yeah.
My grandfather, in my opinion, molested my father. Okay. So this is a thing that happens because from therapy, I know that if you get molested, you're one of two people. Mm-hmm. You're either totally against it or you're one of them. Okay. It does that to you. Fuck. So to me, it ends here. Which is another reason to feel good about yourself. Yeah. Like, I know it's like, oh, man, I'm not a child molester. So what? No one is. Well, fucking, man, I got a lot of people in my bloodline that I think are crazy, masculine, fucking answer to nobody and don't think that anybody has feelings beside themselves. Yeah. Because I don't think he knew. I'll tell you the scariest part about it. When I did the MDMA therapy, I recalled that I had a bedroom, and every now and then this fucking lamp, big circle lamp, would come in the dark, and things would happen to me. And I'd be on my stomach, and things would be happening to me, and I'd just pretend I was asleep. And then it got to the point where when the lamp came in, I got under the bed, and I grabbed my fingers and my toes on the springs of the mattress, and I pulled myself off the ground so I was just a part of the mattress, and the lamp got to the bed, and I just whispered, like crying kind of, "Please stop." And the lamp went away. And on the MDMA therapy, because there's a doctor that like helps you walk through it, I saw him walk back to his room and realize what he'd done, what he was doing.
Yeah.
And realize how fucked up that is.
Fucking A.
And then never did it again.
Holy shit, man.
So it made me realize that, you know, it might not be true, but this is how it's easier for me to live with, that he regretted it and that he had a real problem. And back then, you didn't talk to people, man. You definitely didn't. I'd never heard of therapy until I moved to America.
Yeah.
You don't get that, especially back then.
Especially back then.
He never took care of anything. It just...
And then you think, like, is it my
escalated.
problem? Am I causing this? Am I the bad guy?
Oh, fuck yeah. I definitely had that thing. I thought I was the bad person for sure. I mean, a lot of times I did, but I definitely am still working on my attitude towards who I am as a child. Not a fan.
Yeah, and so you kept that inside of you till you were 40 years old.
Yeah.
Fucking didn't tell one person, nobody.
Yeah, if it wasn't for my wife,
my
new
God,
wife,
dude.
who I'd hooked up with a couple of trans women, and one of them gave me the calendar thing, you know, like the centerfold calendar of all trans women.
Okay.
So I had it in my house. This is right when I got divorced, living in a little apartment by myself because I gave my ex all my money.
Okay.
And that way we didn't get a lawyer. I just gave her everything. She's pretty hard to argue with that.
Yeah, totally.
And then she said she found it. Katie found it, and she goes, "Are you into this?" And I was pretty sure after this divorce that you shouldn't date anybody. It's not fair to anybody because you are bi. I'd accepted that.
Mm-hmm.
So most women don't want to sleep with a guy that slept with they don't want to sleep with a guy that slept with another guy.
Yeah.
Fair enough, whatever you're into. But I just said it because I was like, I don't want to live this life where I start relationships where I can't just say what I am. So I said, yeah. And she didn't say, "Oh, that's cool." She was like, "That's fucking hot. Like, would you do that in front of me?" And I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I guess I would." She's like, "What about a guy?" I'm like, "A couple times I've let a guy blow me." And she's like, "No way. Would you do that in front of me?" Her friends, I started talking
You're like,
about
she's
it.
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, then I started talking about it openly in front of her friends. And this was the first experience where I said I'm bi, and everybody in the room said, "Oh, cool."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Really? Like, you guys are still going to be okay with me today?" And they're like, "What the fuck is..." Yes.
Yeah.
So that gave me confidence. And then the Stern Show had me on a couple of times. And it was really bubbling. Like, I knew somebody molested me. I didn't know who it was.
Fuck.
And I was trying to get to the bottom of it. And that's when I did the MDMA therapy. And I hadn't even told anybody that I worked with. Like, Tully wrote my fucking book. He told me this after the Stern Show. He goes, "I'm listening to recordings," because I did my book where I just talk and then Tully writes it. And he's like, "At one point, you said, 'I'm gay,' and I laughed."
Wow.
And we moved on. I tried to tell
So you already
people
said it. Okay.
in a hint, like as in like I'll say it in a way where if it's not cool, I can get out of it.
Yeah. Totally.
And he's like, "Man, that's so crazy." And I couldn't tell people on the Jason Ellis show. I knew from telling my girlfriend and her friends, it made me feel so much lighter. I got like something off me. And I was like, you know what? The Stern Show, you say it there, it's out. You're done. And you know what? And fucking, it's a topic. And I so want to entertain. I'm like, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to risk it. And then I will never forget, in the limo going over the bridge, leaving New York City on the way back to the airport, I never felt so high from not being high in my life.
Wow.
I felt, and it wasn't about, people were texting me going, "Fucking Stern Show, you killed it, you killed it." It wasn't about that. It was because I'd killed it a couple times on the Stern Show.
Yeah.
It was a different feeling. I felt like
A weight off your shoulders.
I fucking
yeah.
freed myself, man.
Yeah.
And then I did an article in some gay magazine. That was it. Everybody knew.
Wow. And so, fuck, man, the dudes that were calling you fag and gay back then, have you run into them since all this or anything, though? Or, like, confronted them, or...
Confronting is not my specialty. Not really looking forward to doing that with anybody.
No, I hear you.
But, when I got pointed out and was no longer allowed to be in the game, that it was nothing personal. It was a group mentality. If one of them was like, it's okay to be gay, they'd be fucking outed.
Yeah.
You couldn't say give Ellis a break unless you're like Tony Hawk level.
Yeah.
But even that, Tony said it to himself. He didn't say, everybody, is it not okay for Jason to be bi? Like he didn't do, because he knew if he was to stand up, he would get roasted for it. Like it was just a different time.
Such a different time.
And that's why I don't have beef with any of those people. Okay. And it's just like, when you know someone recognizes you, they have that look.
Yeah.
Well, I have the look where I know what the look looks like when you don't like me anymore because I'm gay. Gotcha. So I don't have to question you.
Yeah.
I'll just say, hey man, how you going? And you'll say good. And I'll go, no shit. That's really sad. I don't say that to them. I just say to myself, that's really sad.
Yeah.
I've heard a couple people in the moto world goes, you Ellis a fag? And someone's like, yeah, so? Fuck that. And it's somebody that's like that was a really good friend of mine. Damn, man. And shit like that. It's life, man.
But it's crazy it still happens now in 2021.
Fuck yeah, it happened. Dude, even more. Thanks to, I'm not going to say.
But
thanks to a certain community in America, it's definitely irritates people to be gay.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's like the new black or something. It's fucking. It's crazy. Some people are like, "What? You're what?" I'm like, "What is that? I don't want to fuck you, dude." Like fucking.
Yeah.
Some chick that's standing next to you wants to fuck dudes. You gonna freak out on her as well? Like this just makes no sense.
It's crazy because growing up, you get called fag or gay if you're a punk rock. You look different, but it's interesting because my son's generation now, at least his generation, he told me the incident that happened like when he was about to like last year before the pandemic, whatever. Some kids rolled up on some kid and they were like, "Yo, you're homophobic." Like they were defending their gay friends, and that's so fucking beautiful, man. Like
not if you're in Huntington Beach.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
My son goes to school in Huntington Beach.
Okay.
And he was called out for his dad being a fag.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, so we've had to have that discussion.
It's such a different world there. It's a different world.
But my daughter's pansexual. Okay. She's 16.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So her and I couldn't relate more.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I'm so happy that she can say it and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
But she has people on the other side of her family that are, Trumpers that say, you're just going through a phase. And I'm like, man,
I know
she's not a fucking baby anymore. Like you're being disrespectful, but I'm not trying to get involved in that. I know Devin knows who she is, and that's fine.
Yeah. But I'm saying I love that kids are defending their friends who are gay as opposed to like guys. It just seems like the young kids are more just the word woke or conscious.
You're right. There is definitely a more understanding community, but there is another side, and it's really unfortunate that it seems to come with this political stance. Like if you're a Republican, you don't approve of the LGBTQ community. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with Republicans? It
makes no sense.
Like whoever tied that in, maybe it's Fox News, but a lot of people have got it in for gays now again. Mm-hmm. That's what I see. As you see it more when you're one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of people are like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
Especially when you're a straight gay. It's different. If you're a gay guy and you're in the gay community, welcome to the team. Mm-hmm. If you're a straight gay, gay people think I'm straight, or they think that I'm in denial and I'm just breaking the ice. This is not everybody, but a lot of older gays think that I haven't come to terms with my homosexuality yet, and that my bi side is just a beard. Okay. To show that I'm still somewhat accepted. But I'm 50. Yeah. I want to have sex with my wife all the time.
Yeah.
Right in her vagina. Yeah. I don't need a dick there at all. Matter of fact, that would really bum me out. So I think I'm past that.
Yeah.
But it's a community where I'm a straight guy that's into moto fighting and skateboarding, and they're like, that's not for over here.
Badass.
That's what I've discovered. It's like the new gay, like in the 80s, saying you're gay to your parents.
Oh man,
it's kind of like saying you're bi to your straight friends. It's fucking edgy.
But now that you're out and everybody knows it, you see it more. So you see like the people that are against that. And people,
but they're not important. That's the other thing. If you're listening and you're worried and you're a little bit of both, fuck them. And I shouldn't say it in an aggressive manner, but this is your life. Like I have a heart condition. I got told at one point my heart was getting bigger and I'm going to have a heart replacement in 10 years. Like, I might die any day. I'm not living it for you.
Yeah. So true.
You can bash me all you want. You can talk shit on my kid at school who's fucking 12 and didn't do anything to deserve it. Mm-hmm. this is a part of it. You got to accept it. Later on in life, I believe that my son will learn from this and go, note to self, when the shoe's on the other foot, don't throw that.
Yeah.
Because it hurts.
Yeah.
And you know by watching your dad go through it, you know, and you getting ridiculed for fucking nothing.
Yeah. How did your kids take it?
Well, my daughter was completely supportive, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
But my son has found it a little harder. One, he's a man.
Yeah.
And the other part is his other side of his family are Republicans.
Yeah.
It sounds so bad.
They're probably tripping, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so he goes through a little bit, but I don't know. Look, we've had conversations where he goes, I know what you're doing. You know, because I've told him, I talk about it on air because I want other people that are like me to not live in fear, to not hide. Like all the weight and all the drugs and all this other shit that I got into that could have taken me out a million times.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be here because I'm hiding from some fucking asshole who wants to call me a fag.
Yeah.
Like, fag on, man. Call it to me. Like, I just say it all day if you want to. I'm gonna live my life until it ends.
Yeah. It seems like one of the most freeing things you've ever done.
Yeah.
Easily.
You
know, and obviously talking about the abuse growing up, but like you're in such a good headspace and different place now, right? Because it's like, this is me. I'm not running. I'm not hiding. Fucking.
I don't hate myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a lot of work.
Yeah. And so, are you sober now or no?
I smoke weed.
Okay, yeah. That seems like what people are doing. Like they're
a microdose too.
Microdose. What does that mean? To
Take
the listeners, because I don't know.
Mushroom pill.
Okay.
A little bit so you don't feel trippy. It's just supposed to like sharpen you up a little bit, get you a bit more creative. For me, it kind of wakes me up a little bit more and makes me more alert. I do it every day.
You do it? You don't do it every day? No.
No, but like probably 4 days a week.
Yeah. And is skating just as important to you as it was? Obviously, your whole life's never changed.
I mean, it's more important to me. I don't know. It's more important. It's more fun.
Yeah.
Like it was more. Maybe it was more important back then, but it was for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Like I just want to skateboard with my friends.
Yeah.
That's it.
Were you super competitive back then?
Fuck yeah.
And super hard on yourself too, right?
Oh yeah. You got to be that good.
Yeah.
No one else cares if you get better. It's just you.
Did you learn to make twists when you were in America or in Australia?
I made him in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was so incredible when that shit first came out.
Right.
It was fucking.
Yeah, I think I was the first guy to do second guy to do a 540 in Australia. But his the other one was a shit one. Mine was legit.
Yeah. What about those two brothers? Are they from Australia? There was a documentary.
That's the guys that ratted me out.
The guys in that documentary?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, the guy that spent half of his documentary trying to say Tony Hawk is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He was a really cool guy.
Oh my! They ratted you out in what sense? Oh,
What?
for being the ones that said you were gay?
Yeah, those guys out of me, and that guy was my
Are those
friend.
guys alive?
One died.
That's a crazy. Yeah,
He killed a girl, and then he killed himself.
That's right. That's the ones that came to America. They wanted to beat Tony Hawk. Holy shit! It's all making sense now.
Yeah.
So you knew those kids? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, man.
Yeah, that was a tough. Every now and then that dude tries to text me from Australia. I'm just like,
really?
You got to be joking me, dude. You know, at one point he hired somebody to shoot my kneecaps out. That's what I heard.
What?
Guy told me. He's like, I got offered $500 to shoot your kneecaps out, but you ain't such a bad guy. I was like,
that's some chopper
cool.
shit.
Yeah, it was getting heavy.
Fuck.
That's why I left.
Yeah. So you haven't lived in Australia for how long now?
At least 20, maybe 25.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fuck, man. And now you're killing the vert. You have the fucking podcast with Hawk. It's fucking awesome.
So much fun.
You're shredding the ramp. It's crazy because I knew you skated, but I didn't realize to what level. And that ramp looks so fucking scary. I'm sure I can maybe drop in if I go there, but from looking on the outside, it looks so crazy. But I don't know.
At first maybe because it's really big, but it's really smooth.
Yeah.
And if you get used to it, it's kind of easier.
Yeah, you're totally used to it.
It's fast as fuck.
Yeah.
So you just fly around, kind of.
What's a trick that you haven't landed that you really want to land from your
540, that's it. Backside 540.
I saw you try it. And
span it yesterday.
Yeah.
I keep spinning them every session because when the time's right, everyone's there or it's a hype session and I feel like I've really got my legs under me.
Yeah.
That's the last trick that I want to do. I'm not going to do two. I'm doing one.
Do one.
And then move on with my life. But I just feel like
you just want to land one.
Backside 5 at 50. It's so sick.
That's fucking sick.
So diesel.
Fucking so sick. And I didn't know you. So you also sang in Taint Sick.
Oh yes, my singing career. Yeah.
Is that a punk rock band or what is it? Was it?
Well, at first it was like a metal band.
Okay.
At first it was called Tony Hawk's Taint Stick.
Wow.
And then the band got big, and Tony's manager, who was his sister at the time, was like, "You know, he sells stuff in Target," and I was like, "Oh yeah, he does." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, are you saying that the name in the band is bad? Because the lyrics were really gross. It was just a comedy band.
Okay.
But it got big. We got a record deal.
6 pounds of sound.
Yep. That's about my penis. And then
and this is in America?
Yeah, oh yeah. We were on the Billboard charts. We had a little bit of success, and then we realized, because we don't do tours, we're a radio show. The record label was getting all the money, so then we made our own record label and released 3 more albums. And they were #1 metal album in the country,
shit,
North
dude.
America, for like months, and we made solid money out of that. For,
really?
Yeah, for like 5 or 6 years, and then the band broke up to legit. We had fights.
Okay,
which was
fights.
pretty funny because the band was supposed to be for a joke. That's how it started.
It became real.
Yeah.
Taint Sick, and there's videos online of that.
Yeah, and then we changed the name to Death Die when we got our own record label.
Okay.
We said we broke up, and then we got a new band together. It's just the same people.
Okay,
just trying to be funny.
And then you in Mall Cop too.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah.
Was it your acting debut? You did stuff before that. Viva La Band stuff and Viva La Bam and.
I did acting when I was a little kid. I was in the TV series in Australia. And then I also did a commercial for these big cornflakes. And if you have a really big cornflake like the one I'm holding on the cover, then you win prizes or whatever. So I had to do a photo shoot where I'm looking surprised at a corn chip.
What?
And that's when I told my stepmom that I didn't want to be involved in that anymore.
Holy shit.
Found that to be really embarrassing.
Yeah.
So then, later on, Mall Cop came because I was training at Dan Henderson's gym. And Dan Henderson's coach was friends with Kevin James. Okay. And Kevin James was like, I'm looking for a skateboarder, but a tough one.
Ooh, that's you.
And he was like, I have a pro skateboarder that trains at my gym. And he's like, he's hired.
Fuck.
So I showed up. I didn't even know that I was skateboarding.
Okay.
They're like, did you bring your skateboard? And I was like, yeah. Why? And they're like, you're scared. Like, I didn't know what everyone else had gone through it all. I was just sort of thrown in there at the last minute.
Okay. Yeah, Valeri's in there too, right?
Yeah.
Rick Thorne's in there. I think that's the one.
Mike Escamilla.
Is this the first Mall Cop movie?
Yeah. Wait, was there a second one?
Yeah, the first one's huge though, bro.
It was the #1 movie in the country for like 2 weeks. I got money out of that. They because at one point I had a fight scene with Kevin James, so they paid me for doing my own stunts and acting. And that was a fucking fat check, man. I was like, holy shit.
Did you want to act after that or no?
Not really.
Okay. Damn, singing, acting, fighting, fucking motocross, fucking stand-up comedy, then 2 books, right? 2 books?
Yeah, 3.
3 books, okay.
Yeah. The third one did not sell very well.
It didn't?
No, because the first one was about how awesome I am.
Yeah, it's called I'm Awesome, yeah.
The second one was like a joke book on how to be awesome, like shave your back of your neck and shit. And then the third one was about me coming out.
Really?
Nobody wanted to read that.
Holy shit. What about a documentary about your life? I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Would you do one?
If somebody wanted to, yeah, fuck yeah.
I think it'd be fucking amazing, man.
Not sure that's coming, but yeah.
You wouldn't do one?
I would, but I'm not gonna start, hey everybody, anybody want to do a documentary on me? I'm not gonna do that.
No, I hear you. I'm just putting the juju out there. And then so when you become a dad, does that change a lot for you when you become a parent?
Yeah. Yeah, that was my second save.
Yeah.
Because when my daughter was born, you got to get your shit together.
Yeah.
You know? So that kind of also helped with the hustle of radio because she was a newborn right when I moved up here.
Yeah. But then becoming a parent and obviously not when you want to give your kids the best life they ever had, nothing compared to anything you went through, obviously. And then,
I copied my ex-wife and her family.
You copied their, okay.
Yeah. I learned from them how to be a parent.
She was awesome?
Yep.
Good family
She's
too?
an excellent mother.
Okay.
So I copy her.
Yeah, is that scary for you to become a dad?
Oh yeah. At first, it was an accident.
Okay.
And I was like, whatever you want to do, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, I want to have it. I was like, okay, I guess I'm a dad. Let's get married. Let's go.
And where were you in your life at that point? You had the show?
That was when I had retired and from skateboarding and was moving into radio.
Okay. You're moving into radio.
Yeah, we moved to LA. There was a bunch of stuff that happened around the same time. I had an agent that didn't pay my taxes for 4 years, so the house that I bought, I lost it.
Holy
and then
fuck.
I had like $250,000 in tax. What is it? The penalties.
Jesus Christ.
That I had to pay over a period as well.
That's brutal.
Yeah. By the dude, when I got let go from Sirius, I had been in the clear for not even a year because I had to pay off back taxes from paying my child support and stuff. I paid so much that I didn't have enough money to pay taxes on it. So then I had penalties on that again. So then when I got out of that,
Jesus,
and we're finally sitting on top, new contract, we're releasing you. I was like, ooh,
fuck,
tough timing.
Yeah, and so now your sobriety is. So how long has it been since you like really partied? You just do weed and you do fucking.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember.
So a long time. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Was it like a rock bottom type thing for you, or a moment?
I mean, my rock bottom was when I was back in Australia and I did heroin. I used to just smoke it. I used to chase the dragon, and I only knew how to get heroin off prostitutes. So I would get a prostitute, and then I would buy some heroin off her, and then I'd go into a parking lot and smoke it on the foil. And then that got to the point where I really was I wanted to die, kind of. Fuck. So I got 2 girls and said, can you guys shoot me up? Because I figured they'd be stingy with it because they were junkies. And then
wow, man,
they shot me up while I was having sex, and I blacked out.
Jesus Christ!
And then I woke up in a park in a park up against a tree, freezing. And it was a park in Australia that's like super sketchy, and it was like 4 a.m, which means I was out in that park. I probably could have died.
Holy shit, man!
So I woke up. They robbed me as well, and I was like, okay, that's it. You know, your death didn't work.
Yeah.
Let's go again. Let's get out of here and get it going again, because this is not how I want to end it.
Yeah. Did you have friends and family like trying to reach out to you and save you? And
Nobody even knew.
Nobody even knew you on there, like trying to help you and shit?
No.
Fuck, man.
I didn't tell anybody either, but
I know, but like, you have to have some friends like, yo, my man's fucking.
No, man, my friend was a prostitute.
Fuck, dude. And you're in 20s at this point, right?
No, that's 30s.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. No, when I got back and all of a sudden I'm on the Tony Hawk tour, I was like, a year ago I was injecting heroin with prostitutes. Like,
fuck, man.
Nobody knew. No, I didn't tell. Why would you tell somebody?
Yeah.
Like, just keep it to yourself.
It's fucking crazy, man. Your life is just a roller coaster of insanity, but like also success, and also like, fuck, man. It's crazy. It's so crazy. You're looking good for 50 though. You're taking care of yourself. You're in good shape though. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. Well, I work out a lot.
Yeah, you do. That's like a big thing for you, right?
Yeah, I train all the time.
Like every day.
Unless I'm too sore, then obviously I'm not a complete idiot. If I'm too sore, then I take time. But if I'm not sore, fuck yeah, all the time.
And where you're at now? So the podcast is with Tony Hawk, obviously. Yeah. And then you have this Hawk versus Wolf. And then you have your own personal one too, right?
The Jason Ellis show.
Yeah, you're so busy with that, right?
Yes, that does keep me very busy, but not as busy as it was when it was 5 days a week.
No, that's true.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of, I've got it pretty easy.
You do.
Yeah. And we don't have anybody fucking with us. We have whatever we want on, and we talk about whatever we fucking want.
I love that.
And then when we walk away, we're very happy. We don't get questioned. It's just done.
Yeah.
The fans are very happy. The fans can tell that we're happier when we're doing it.
Yeah.
I get a lot of messages like that. So, yeah. And look, and it's growing. So if it keeps growing, maybe I'll be back where I was financially and have this ridiculous life, because it's way better.
Totally. And it must be very therapeutic for you too. Just talking and all the stuff you've done must help.
Yeah. It's the luckiest life I could get.
Do you talk about this stuff a lot openly now, since the world knows? Or you kind of
yeah, sometimes people get bummed out about it, but I just know that with every 100 people that get bummed out about it, there's one person that was thinking about eating a bullet or doing drugs, and they're not going to now because they don't feel that bad about themselves, because I'm here and I'm fine.
Yeah. You don't seem like somebody has like a lot of regrets in their life. It seems like you've made amends with that and moved forward.
Yeah. I mean, I make so many mistakes. Fucking hell, man. If I regretted it, holy shit, I'd be busy.
Would you have to go back and apologize to people and shit though?
I've done that, yeah.
Like the 12-step thing, whatever?
No, I didn't do that.
Okay.
But, like, some people, in skateboarding, I apologize to some people because in my heyday, I pointed out people for having bad styles and was
You
not
told me
there.
that, yeah.
Yeah. So some people got apologies that they didn't even think that it was necessary, but I felt it was necessary because that was unfair, and they didn't deserve that. So yeah, sometimes I do, but depends on who. Most of the people that I crossed were crossing me at the same time, and there's no real.
Yeah.
You know.
You seem like somebody's not afraid to speak your mind. You know what I mean?
I'm afraid. But I do it.
Yeah, you do it. Yeah. You're open book. You know.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself an optimist or pessimist?
An optimist.
Yeah, you seem like it.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Super
a dark
positive,
side
man.
of me.
Yeah, totally.
Like the dark voice, the junkie in me.
Yeah.
Fully says shit where it's like, you're a piece of shit. All the time I fight that guy.
Yeah.
But me, I fight that voice. I know who's who. And that one, well, you're probably going to fucking suck anyway. That dude needs to fuck off. Whenever I hear that voice, I go, fuck off, dude.
Yeah. So even like in your darkest times, you still you made it out of it. It's pretty incredible.
I just don't know. I don't know. Just, why give up? You know, when life is good, it's so good.
Yeah.
And I just know that if I stay alive, one more of those days is bound to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So why leave?
No,
and now from therapy and stuff, normal days are good. That's the biggest jump for me, is I don't have to have money or anything happen to me.
Yeah.
I'm just happy. You know, my kid, have a conversation with my kid, very happy.
Yeah.
You know, little things that I never cared about.
Mm-hmm. I think I want to get therapy, man. I talk about it on this podcast because my dad died when I was 3, and my mom raised 3 boys on her own. We never had closure with my dad. We never got to go to the funeral. Like, we're all kind of fucked up from me and my 2 brothers.
Yeah.
I think I could use it, man. I think it
wouldn't hurt.
I meet so many people that it's like they speak so highly of it.
That's what I always say. It's like, if you go in, you're not going to come out worse. That's for sure.
Were you scared to do it?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I hated it. I'm old school. I was like, what? Talk to somebody. That shit is lame.
Man.
I saw therapists and they weren't that good. But then I saw somebody that was. That's why I always recommend people get a therapist. Say, I tried that. Well, try another one. You know? Because maybe that wasn't the guy or girl for you. But there is somebody there who can get you to step back and see what you're doing. And see whether you're okay with, why are you doing this and why are you doing that? If it's for the wrong reasons, because to me, a lot of things that I would do are to relate to my childhood of horror. Yeah. I'm like, why would you want to recreate that, you fucking idiot? Now that I know when those things are happening, it's so much easier to make the right choice.
Totally.
Where it used to be, I don't know, like maybe I should just fuck this person or let him suck me off. And now it's like, think about it, man. Like, why do you want that person to suck you off? Is it like to get back at people? Because a lot of people... There was a time there where I would let guys suck me off, and I would just be like suck me off and then push them away, and that was to get my power back because people made me do that to them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But that's not healthy, dude.
No.
So to decipher between I'm really into this girl or this guy and not for that reason, that was hard to deal with at first because I wasn't sure if I should do it at all anymore. Mm-hmm. But the healthier you get, the more you don't even... Like, those people repulse me now. Okay. That would be that person for that. Yeah. I'm like, oh, my God, hell no. Yeah. Especially knowing that I'm trying to recreate my molestation in some kind of way, like to get closer to it. Yeah.
Are there people, is it true that, like, if you've been molested, that other people who molest children can not sniff you out, but they know, they can tell that you...
I heard that. I've seen
docs about that, yeah.
I've been molested legally. Like by law, probably like 5 times. 5 different people. I had a couple of women sleep with me when I was underage too. Some of my dad's friends. Shit. So it was less. I wanted to fuck them, but I was a child. Yeah. And then there was the other ones.
How young?
I was really, like I slept with a couple of my dad's friends when I was like 15, 16.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then that went on. I ended up fucking these 3 sisters until I was about 21.
3 sisters.
Yeah, and one of them slept with my dad. There's all kinds of fucked up.
Oh my God, dude.
It's like, you going out with Jenny tomorrow? And I go, yeah, why? He's like, I'm having dinner with her tonight. And I'm like, what kind of dinner?
Holy shit.
And then he didn't answer, and I was like, oh. But that was different because I wasn't my stepmom's. I was not my stepmom's friend. So, but it was my brothers. I love my brothers, and you're cheating on my brother's mom.
Holy
and you're telling me like I'm supposed to act like this isn't a big deal. So back then I just didn't think it was a big deal. I just switched off to it until I had a daughter, realized like the game and what's going on here and how I've been treating women my whole life, not on purpose, but in a way where I'm like, sure, you love me, I don't fucking care, and then and I break people's hearts with no care in my heart, I didn't know I was doing it.
Yeah.
So all those lessons where I was like, oh my God, you're such a piece of shit, which means you got to fix yourself, and then you've got to figure out how to believe that you're not a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because once you've realized it, it's pretty hard to shake it. I'm like, man, all those years where you're like, yeah, I love you. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And love anybody. Just blow me.
So you didn't love anyone. You didn't accept any love or felt
I love
any
myself.
love.
So even if I thought I loved you, I didn't.
Yeah.
I hated me.
Fuck.
So when I said I loved you, that wasn't much.
Yeah. So now you're in a good place. Now you're.
Fuck you.
Yeah. You're married and love, all that. Yeah.
Very happy.
That's good, man. You fucking deserve that, man. Holy shit.
Thanks, dude.
Jesus Christ, bro. It's hard not to get emotional even talking to you. But it's like.
It's really good, which is.
But I love how open and honest
shit.
you can be about it and just straightforward about it and not candy coat shit. And this is who the fuck I am. This is what I've been through. This is what, you know what I mean? Like, it's powerful, man. It's very inspirational. I'm sure people listening that's been through something like that, which I can't even fucking imagine.
That's the other thing. When you talk about it, you realize you're not alone. A lot of bad things happen to people.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like you're fucking. Fuck, man. I appreciate you coming here and fucking sharing your journey with me. It's crazy because we just skated like 2 weeks ago. I just feel like I've known you for a long time. But when I met you and skated that day, I just feel there's a connection. Like, I know we come from the same kind of world, and like, it is a very small world too, like.
My wife knows way more about you than I do. Okay. She gave me the scoop. She's like, how do you not know him? I'm like, well, I kind of do. Like,
she's from punk rock too, right?
Yeah,
she knows
that's why.
And hardcore. And yeah.
She knows all about you.
Yeah, I do know her. I think you told me her name, and I think I saw a picture. Yeah, I recognize her. Yeah.
She used to be. What's the tattoo magazine with the half naked tattoos?
Oh, Inked. No,
the other more.
Oh, she used to be on there.
She was one of those girls, and then she ended up working for the company.
Oh shit! Okay.
So a lot of people know her from that thing as a like tattooed titty model from that magazine. The magazines that. And
she's
really
is she from out here? She's from Cali.
No, she's from originally from fucking man, really. What's the?
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah,
dude.
I know.
East Coast.
Nah, well, she lived in Portland, but then she moved to what's the fucking frozen place up at the top near Canada?
Up in the frozen, Vancouver?
No, not Canada, but what's the frozen place that nobody goes to?
By Canada in the Minneapolis?
Oh my God.
You're fucking this up, bro.
I'm so dead. She's not going to listen to
Well, somewhere really cold.
Like super. What's the movie The Gray where he's up?
Yeah.
Where's that filmed?
I don't know. It's fucking hard though. Such a great movie with the wolves and shit.
She lived in a frozen world of shit for the longest time, and then got to move back to Portland, and then moved herself to LA real young.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how'd you guys meet?
Through Benji and Joel Madden.
Oh shit! Shout out to the fucking twins, bro.
Yeah, right.
Those are my boys. Holy shit!
I knew we would have for that.
Holy shit! Yeah, man.
Yeah. So Benji and I were good friends because I was helping him box for Ellis Mania, and then we kind of became besties.
I remember seeing him at Runyon when he was all fucking yoked.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
And then Katie was Joel's assistant.
Okay.
So she helped Joel and Nicole out.
Got you.
So we met a few times. She had a boyfriend, and I was married. At one point, she came over to my house with Benji and watched the UFC fights, and she didn't care about fights, so she went upstairs and played with my daughter while Benji and I watched the fights.
That's
and she always thought it was the weirdest thing. Benji's first introduction was, this is Jason Ellis. He ate a shark's heart while it was still beating. And Katie's really into shit like that.
Oh, okay.
So she was already into me straight away, and she felt that it was a weird thing for Benji to say because Benji knows Katie.
Okay.
And it was almost like, this is Jason Ellis. She should fuck him, but he's married with 2 kids. So it was she was like, has a weird introduction. And then I think maybe a year later, I got a divorce. And then I met at Nicole's birthday. We hooked up, made out.
Awesome.
And then she dropped me off at the house where I was living in the pool house, and my wife was living in the house.
Oh shit!
And she was like, "Yeah, I'm not dating you, no fucking way."
Holy
and then I just text her for like 6 months. What about now?
What about amazing,
now?
Dude.
And then she was like, "All right, I'll go on a date with you."
Yeah, shout out to Benji and Joel. I know those kids for a long time, man. Good kids, man.
They're the ones that Joel's therapist. That's how I found the right therapist.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna have to hit you up about that.
Things like that.
Yeah.
really went a long way, man.
Holy
Those guys
fuck.
were really great for me. A positive influence in a time of need.
Yeah.
Big time.
That's
Like I was
super
still in
important.
the dark. I feel like that's a lot of like why Benji couldn't stay with me, because he was already past that, and I was, it's like I know, like you're hanging out with me and I'm dragging you down. You're talking about positive and I'm like blah, 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 negative, and he's like, man, I don't know how much longer I can do that.
Deal with this, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. You guys still friends though. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
Always. I love those guys.
Now they're good kids. All right, Mr. Ellis, thank you so much for being here. And they can find you on social media, Wolfmate.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
And all your podcasts, all the stuff's linked to all that. And
yeah, what's the link tree thing? You
Oh,
can
that's
click
on
on
there,
there
yeah.
and it's got all the
I got to do that too, man.
Patreon. Yes, you should. Takes
Yeah.
like 5 minutes, dude. What the fuck?
I know. I wish I met you earlier, man. We can still hang, but yeah, it's cool.
Wait, you think we've ruined our relationship
No,
because we didn't meet at
No,
25?
we could have been skating earlier and all that.
We
all
can
that
do
shit.
old man skates. I'd kind of prefer that.
I know,
I was
me
a dick
too.
back then, dude. You wouldn't have liked me.
Yeah.
I would have
Maybe
been like,
it's good I met
did you just
now.
do a fucking in between the leg fronts today? Get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm way better now.
Yeah, I'm glad I met you now, and it just happened naturally at the ramp. Was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah,
gonna be with Chappelle next week, my boy Chappelle.
Yeah, weird how that all
Such a
worked.
fucking small world,
Yeah.
man.
If Brendan Sharp texts me, he's like, hey, you're going to be on Chappelle's? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's my studio. You should
Dude.
go on the fucking pen. I was like, okay.
Dude.
So it seems like
Maybe
things
do
are...
2 pods next week, yeah. And I'm going with Brendan and Chappelle tomorrow because Brendan's getting tattooed by my boy tomorrow. Dan Smith
okay.
tomorrow, yeah, in Orange County.
Well, tell him I said hello.
I will. Thank you for being here, man.
Thanks for having me, dude. I'll be back next Monday for no reason if you want.
Oh, yeah, let's say that. So last Monday, I get a text from him, and he's fucking outside in front of my house a week before. I was like, damn, this guy's prompt. And then I came outside. He's like, oh, my God, I fucked up. I know I'm not supposed to be here. But I appreciate you being punctual, man. You're very professional in that. You're always on time, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Fuck.
yeah. I'm early.
Yeah. What time do you wake up usually?
Well, lately I've started to wake up later. I could do like at 8:30 and shit now.
Damn.
But for a while there, it was just impossible. I'm up at like 6:37.
Fuck.
And now I don't need to be.
Yeah, you're
so
chilling.
it's like
You're your
I
own
took the
boss.
kids to school today, so I had to get up at 5:40. But that's once a week. It's easy peasy.
Yeah. All right, awesome, Jason. I'm gonna have you back for a part 2.
All right,
probably, too.
anytime, man. Love to be here. You're awesome.
Thank you, brother. Bye. Yo, people always ask me what kind of frames I'm rocking. I've been rocking Caddis for a couple years. They make amazing progressive readers, which I wear. Also, they make sunglass readers, anti-glare, anti-smudge coating, anti-scratch, and anti-aging. That's why I look mad young when I wear them. I'm just kidding. But they make amazing frames. Caddis, so stoked to have you guys part of the podcast. You can go to caddislife.com/Toby10 and get $10 off your first purchase. Stoked. Thank you, Caddis. Welcome to the fam. Yo, Liquid Death, thank you so much for hydrating all my guests, taking care of me and my family and my friends. Love your water, love your brand, love what you stand for, love what you give back to the community. If you want to learn more about Liquid Death and how it started, listen to episode 115 with the co-founder, owner, and creator of Liquid Death, Mike Cesario. Just a punk rock skateboarding kid from Delaware with a dream. It's an incredible story, incredible journey. They have now blessed me with my own code. So if you go liquiddeath.com/Toby, you get free shipping on any items you order from liquiddeath.com. Thank you so much, Liquid Death. Death to plastic, murder your thirst. Stay hydrated. You know H2O saves lives. All right, check, microphone check. Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today I have a very special guest, Mr. Jason Ellis in my kitchen. Thanks for being here, man.
Yay. Thanks for having me.
It's crazy because it's a really small world, and I've seen you, whatever, online or just around and know the name, and then we ended up skating a couple weeks ago at the Liquid Death ramp.
Yeah, we did. You did.
Now you skated too. You're a vert skater.
You're a fucking vert skater on a mini ramp. You're a monster.
So we're skating together. It was a fun session, and then I was trying to do these hand plants on a ramp with no vert, which is really hard to do. And you were stoked on it.
It's almost stupid, you could say.
So
I was so impressed by every ride you took to the point where I didn't know you. I know that you know my friends and I know your friends, so I was like, this is not rude of me. Yeah. But I definitely asked if I could film every single one of your fucking rides because I was like, this ramp is supposed to be ridden in a really relaxing manner. It's not really a ramp of accomplishments. And you were like, fuck that. Watch this backside boneless. Watch this indie nose pick where I put all my weight on that truck. So if it doesn't work, it goes horribly wrong.
True.
So awesome.
So it was a fun session. I ended up fucking smashing my shoulder, not breaking it. I didn't want to look like a pussy in front of you and Steve-O because you guys probably broke all your bones. So I kind of played it off, and then the next day I was like, fuck, I should get looked at. But I know it wasn't broken, thankfully. I just fucked my shit up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I see you get like a concussion or something. 2 days later, your wheel falls off your board.
I fell off in that the Pink Motel. And Tony's laughing because he goes, hey, come skate the Pink Motel with me. I think Lance is going to go. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I can't not go to that.
That's sick.
But Tony has been with me almost every step of the way when it comes to my comeback of trying to get my legs back. And he knew that pool would be a big ask. But I was like, yeah. He's like, just take it easy. And I'm like, yeah. But telling me to take it easy, it's never worked. Yeah. I feel like I'll do it for a little bit, and then if something feels good, then I just start going, and that's what happened. I got a couple of grinds, and I was like, those felt great. Let me do Smith grind. And then I almost made one, which I don't know what happened, but I ended up doing like a bit of a backflip. Like my truck flipped out, and all of a sudden I'm upside down. I'm like, wow. I came here to take it easy.
Yeah.
And then I bruised my ribs. I thought I broke my ribs. Like it still hurts to breathe in a little bit from it. I grinded my knuckles off, grinded my elbow off, and then 2 days later at Tony's ramp, my wheel just came off.
That's crazy, man. How's that even happen?
I think from that pool, the board got hit on something and maybe cracked, and then it released itself. On the vert ramp. But that was shitty. Yeah, so I
think when I skate mini ramps, I think that I'm kind of scared to go back to vert ramps, which I did when I was a kid. So I try to do everything I used to be able to do on like a bigger ramp on a small ramp, maybe, I guess.
It's not a bad theory. I still think that maybe there's this ramps that people make that are like old 80s vert ramps.
Yeah.
What's her name? Who's the girl that we had on Hawk vs. Wolf that jumped the mega ramp and did not make it over the gap?
Oh, fuck. What's her name? That was a sick video, too.
Oh, fuck.
She's amazing, too.
Yeah. Man, we're so bad.
She's a pro.
She was on the show.
She has a birdhouse.
I follow her on Instagram. I suck.
We'll get her name after. I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
But she has a ramp in her backyard.
Okay.
That is a mini vert ramp.
Okay.
I think
so that means like a foot of vert, maybe, like barely vert.
It's just it's like I think maybe 8-foot transitions. Okay. Maybe it just when you're standing in the backyard with it doesn't look like it's much further over your head.
Yeah.
With transitions, so it just seems like you could get away if things go horribly wrong. Maybe not too serious of an injury.
Yeah.
And then you also still have the vert to picture. Because I get it, dude. Especially when you get older. To get the pop, like to do big airs on a mini ramp, I'm just not physically capable of that anymore.
You didn't even wear pads either on the mini. That's crazy.
Whoa. I don't want to say it, dude, but you would knee pads out on the mini ramp. There's no... Where are you going to knee slide? I did see you do that, I was wrong. You did prove a point because you fell off. And then you skidded on your knees, and I was like, oh. Yeah, that would be handy.
I think I'm just used to it. It's like a security thing for me.
Yeah, I get it. I feel like I wear knee pads in that pool, and they weren't helping at all. Every time they touched, they just made me tumble head first.
Yeah. So you only wear knee pads and helmet pretty much in there?
In a pool? Now, because I can't run. And my legs are shot. So I just do like it's more of a, even on vert now, because my knees are, one of my ACLs is torn again, so I just do this weird, I call it a Bob Burnquist fall, where I go foot, knee, hip, elbow, flat.
Got you. So you have it down.
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's a trick in itself, actually. But if you do it right, you wake up tomorrow and you can still do stuff.
Yeah. So you're born in Australia, obviously.
Yeah, mate.
What part?
Melbourne, mate.
Melbourne's amazing.
You have to say mate every time.
Mate, Melbourne, mate, is a fucking amazing place. I've been there, played shows there many times.
I bet you have.
Beautiful place, beautiful, good people, food, everything. And how was it growing up there for you?
Australia is cool. It was great to grow up there. I was an outdoors kid, so I got to do a lot of camping and motorbike riding. I think that's kind of where I got my fearlessness from. My father was a maniac. Obviously, my childhood was really bad, but molestation and all that shit. But
fuck.
But
I know how that down. That's one. Yeah, that's
the other parts were really great. I really got to see maybe too much.
Yeah.
My therapist said that my biggest problem was my parents had no boundaries, because my mum was 16 and my dad was 20 when I was born, so they didn't know any different.
Yeah, and you have siblings too?
Two half brothers. One passed away when he was 24.
So growing up was pretty rough.
Yeah, it's weird. So yeah, parts, but not all parts. But yeah.
Yeah.
There was some rough patches.
Did skateboarding kind of save your life in a sense, though?
Fuck yeah.
And how old were you when you got into that, like found skateboarding?
Like 14, maybe 13, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was just something your friends were doing, or something that?
2 twin brothers were doing it at school.
Oh, okay.
So they got me into it, and then they were actually better than me. And one of them was like a really fat kid.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a thing that I naturally was good at. If anything, it was pretty apparent that I wasn't gifted at skateboarding.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, maybe, I feel like I had not much of a connection with anybody in my family, and my father's connection, like my father was the only person that I felt connected to, and he had betrayed me on